Today I'm making a tofu and potato curry and I wanted to film it. So here I've got some potatoes that I microwaved a little bit so they're soft and kind of warm. So I'm just gonna chop these up. I just want them to be like somewhat small so that there's not like a huge chunk of potato in this curry, but oops. But I don't want tiny pieces of potato. Honestly, chopping is annoying for me because I'm kind of slow at it, and if I were faster then it would be more fun. I could probably practice and get better at it, but I'm kind of lazy. And also I have some rice simmering already on the stove. I just didn't film that because it's simple. You just measure it and then you rinse it and you boil it. All right, the potato's looking good now. I have this block of tofu that I pressed, and now I'm going to cube it. I should be better at this considering I eat so much tofu, but I'm really not good at it. I'm determined for these cubes to be good. All right, whatever. They're not that good, I don't think. It's fine. I mean, they're not terrible. I just wish it were firmer, actually, because it's kind of soft, even though it says it's extra firm. Alrighty, so that's all the chopping I need to do. Now I can get the curry going. So first, I'm heating up a couple tablespoons of olive oil. Depending on how healthy you want to be, you can add more or less, but I don't really care that much. Now I'm turning it down a good amount because I don't want stuff to burn. So in order for this to be really flavorful and smelly, you should add the spices right to the oil at first and heat it up, and it'll get very aromatic in the room. So this might be like a teaspoon of curry powder, heaping tablespoon of garam masala, bit of onion powder and garlic powder, kind of a lot because we love garlic, some ginger, some salt and pepper, and just mix this around with the spoon. Yeah, it's already getting smelly in here. It's nice and toasted. See, I could have gone crazy with the spices and added things like cinnamon, nutmeg, I don't know, like oregano, coriander as well. But I just don't feel like it. I prefer to keep it a little bit more simple like this, even if it means it's slightly less flavorful. It's just less effort this way. To me, it tastes nearly just as good, so it's fine. Now I'm going to add some tomato sauce directly on top of here. Wow. Holy shit! It just bubbled everywhere. I hate working with hot oil. I'm also gonna add this can of coconut milk. The coconut milk will help make it creamy, and I feel like the flavor of the coconut doesn't really play that much of a part. It just adds a source of fat and creaminess. I'm turning it up so that it can all get warmed up faster. Now I'm adding in the tofu carefully. and the potato. And I'm mixing them in. There's like barely enough room for this in the pan. That's kind of annoying. Hopefully some of it will kind of cook down. But there's not really anything else to add from this point anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Except for the spinach. That's all there is to add. All right, this has been simmering for maybe 10 minutes. And I didn't film it, but I added a little over a teaspoon of sugar and I added some more salt. So now, I just got splashed with it in the face. So now I think I'm gonna add some spinach. I'm just gonna add the whole bag of this. The spinach was previously frozen and that's why it's already wilted. I'm also gonna add just a little bit of lemon juice to top it off and brighten the flavor a bit. I'm gonna let this simmer for a bit longer, but then I think it's pretty much done. So I have my dish here. I put the curry over the white rice that I cooked and I'm about to try it. It's kind of hot though, so I gotta blow on it a bit. Okay, honestly, I'll just say right off the bat, I think I prefer curries without coconut milk. I think the coconut milk just kind of makes the smell of it slightly weird, not gonna lie. And that's coming from a person who actually really likes coconut. So I can't imagine a person who doesn't like coconut liking this. Ow, I kind of just burned my tongue from that, but it's fine. The potatoes are definitely cooked perfectly. They're not hard and they're also not too soft. The tofu is tofuing in the sense that it doesn't have that much flavor. But since the curry itself is very flavorful, I feel like that's fine. In terms of texture, the tofu is just kind of soft and it's pleasant, honestly. Yeah, this definitely is good. It has the right amount of spiciness for me and the right amount of salt. I don't think I would add any more salt. Yeah, it's pretty flavorful. So the spices, I added the right amount of spices. And there's a decent amount of acidity from the lemon juice and the tomato sauce. The coconut milk does add a bit of creaminess that it wouldn't have had otherwise. So, I don't know. I mean, but at the same time, the coconut milk does add an unnecessary source of saturated fat, which in terms of health is not great. So, I don't know. I could go with or without the coconut milk. I feel like this is a solid 9 out of 10 for real, because this is so good. I wish I had some naan, but the naan that they have at the store isn't vegan because they put dairy in it. And I don't feel like making my own naan. That would just be so much effort. In terms of how easy it is to make, it's kind of easy. I mean, you know, you gotta wait a while for it to simmer. And there's some chopping of the potatoes and tofu. And I guess there's a decent amount of ingredients because of all the spices you add, but I really don't feel like it's that difficult to make. And that's all I have to say about it. All right, peace out.